Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whenever you may be listening to this. This is the Men Are on the Podcast, episode 20, sponsored by Fezek Athletics. I'm Rock, and I'm here with my brothers, my brethren. I got Frank and Greg. He's up here somewhere too, but he's having technical difficulties, so he'll pop on when he gets to get everything set up on his end. But how you fellas doing, man?
Busy week, man. Busy week.
That man.
I'm doing all right. Man,
It's hard as could be, huh? Life.
yeah.
I heard that, man. I don't know if I can't see you, but it looks like you can hear us. E? All right, well, he'll get that fixed. I guess let's jump into something that is extremely disappointing, but not surprising, of course. Here we go with two E's again. Y'all, am I the only one to see that?
Yeah, I see
No, I see it too. I see it.
You need to get anyway.
I can't, man. I can't.
You good, man? You got it, E? E?
Yeah, we good. Yeah, we good.
Just those.
Yeah, you gotta kind of like hold it where you get.
Don't set that phone on your lap. You don't get all that radiation.
Something's wrong with my internet. I'm having some stuff going on with my internet.
Oh, okay. That's that Cox for you.
We good though.
Yeah. But
it works when it wants to.
Yeah, trust me, man. That's how my moms and dads be. But for real quick, how you doing, bro, this week before we jump in?
I'm busy, man. I'm exhausted. I got a lot of work. I'm just tired, man. Real tired. Tired of a lot of things, man. But
yeah. Hey, were you leading us right into it? We was just talking about. We haven't really got into it, but the decision came down from the grand jury in Kentucky. They chose not to charge any of the officers with the murder of Breonna Taylor. However, they chose to charge one officer with what did they say?
Endangerment, something.
Yeah, endangerment because he shot one of
somebody
the bullets.
Else's house.
Yeah, shot the wall of someone else's house. Of course, Kentucky is calling for a state of emergency because they know that this decision is. They know people's going to be furious about this. People are furious about this. Are we surprised? No. And what's crazy was when they gave the family the $12 million, I said to myself, they're doing this because they're not going to convict these officers. Even though they gave them $12 million, quote unquote, for negligence, I said they're not going to convict these boys. None of them. And sure enough, none of them got convicted. So, one of y'all go ahead, man, take the point. Whichever one of y'all want to, Greg, E, Frank, whichever one of y'all want to go first on this nonsense, man. I want to say worse things, but I know,
that's exactly what it is. It's nonsense. It's stupidity. It's the same old shit, same old bullshit, same old dumbass government, same old crap. What do you expect? And when you see the things that happen, when you see and this is like the one time where, like, usually I'm always trying to be the voice of reason. Like me and Greg are usually the ones that are like, all right, there's always two sides to every story. And Frank is usually the one that's like, you know what, F this, we going in no matter what.
No, I'm not F that.
Militant Frank.
I'm not militant. It's just,
let's call it what it is, Frank.
no, it's not militant. No, it's not militant. No,
Kill 'em
it's not
all.
I didn't
militant.
say
No,
that. I didn't say that.
no,
I'm
I
no,
say you're the more vocal of the one. You're the more vocal
no.
of the group. You're the
Because
more
I,
vocal of the group.
because
So it's
I
all good.
understand.
There's nothing wrong with that. I want you to.
I just,
You have passion. You're passionate about it.
no,
That's
I
fine.
understand.
Nothing
I
wrong with that.
understand.
That's
No,
fine.
I
I'm not saying.
understand.
But this is my thing.
I
My view
understand a lot
about it
more.
is, I agree with you. I'm on board with you. I'm on board with you.
But you have to understand why. You have to understand why though.
Changing. There's no change. There's no change. Yeah, there's
You
no
have to
change though. There's no change. What do you see it as changing? There's no change. You're right. What do you see? Nothing. You just seen it. You seeing it right now. Like you can see right now that there has no change. I got three police officers shot, killed this woman. EMT. They try to frame the boyfriend. They try to frame somebody else. They try to blame it on this, blame it on that. And then you find out that the cop gets a charge that doesn't even make any sense at all. Like, man, this is just, man, look, y'all want to burn the streets down, burn whatever it is, but I don't give a fuck. Yeah,
But
burn
that's
the whole
but,
city
but now,
down.
but see, but not,
That's
but
what
now,
y'all gotta do. If that's what's got to be done, it's got to be done. Like, it's whatever. It's
yeah,
whatever. Because
but
Donald
like,
Trump's gonna talk in there, bring some fucking tanks in there, whatever. Like, it's an uprising that's gonna happen regardless. Because no matter what happens, no matter what decision that's gonna be made, it's never gonna be the right decision. It's never gonna be the right decision. There's no justice. There's no bringing back the life of a person that's dead. A person's life was taken. You can't bring that person back. And the way the system is set up, and the way that the system and the justice system is set up, there's nobody. As much as we want to vote, and us voting is going to hopefully change the system, and you pray that is going to be right. The way you see it now, it's almost like a lost cause, man. Like it's like it takes away the vision. It takes away my passion for it, because I see that when I saw the verdict, I was just completely disgusted. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, really? It's plain as day. This is a slam dunk for a prosecutor. Just be like, all right, this is what happened. This is a no-brainer. We got this on. Everything is here, and you're gonna tell me that you're gonna set 2 cops off, and then put the 1 cop on whatever BS charge y'all come up with, and it's like whatever, man. Like, what? Y'all want to bring in tanks? Bring them. I say go ahead. Let's burn the whole. And they shot 2 cops already in Louisville, Kentucky. That's what I saw on the news. Do I feel that it was justified? No, I don't feel that it was justified. But you know what? It is what it is, man. Because you can't expect there not to be any kind of repercussions, any kind of things, any kind of vengefulness and not to have retaliation for things of that nature. When you see this happening, like, this is what's going to happen. This is what you're going to see. And this happened in the 90s too. I told y'all this before. I said it before. I said there's going to be cops. There's going to be people going to start shooting cops. I told y'all that. I said it before. I said they're going to start shooting cops. And y'all didn't listen, and here we are. They starting shots now, and they're starting to shoot cops. And in the beginning, there's going to be more cops going to get shot. There's going to be more people going to get shot, and the more people get shot, the more cops are going to get shot. This ain't going to be the end.
All right,
This is far from over.
Yeah, your phone breaking in and out.
This is far from over.
Yeah.
My bad.
No,
this is far from over. Just letting y'all know, it ain't over. It ain't
Great.
over.
Frank,
this is far from over.
One of y'all
This
wanna
is the beginning.
pick up?
You want to go, Frank, or you want me to go?
go ahead.
For me, the thing that gets me is just like the fact that there's no charges brought against them for the sloppy work. Because if you read about everything that happened, it was just sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a police officer, so I don't know the detail. But usually, if you're going to do all the processes that they were doing, be more investigating, I would think. And from what I read, one news story was saying that the only reason they were going after her because her boyfriend parked on a block that was known to have dealers on it. So they couldn't identify the car, and they identified it, saw it was over there. Oh, okay, we're going to go for a warrant on this because he's parked on this block where it's hot. So now you're going after people just because where they parked their car at. And, like, just reading everything is just like, it's just, man, like, it's a complete tragedy. And the fact that people didn't do their job to the fullest and it led to somebody being killed and they won't be held accountable for it is very, I don't know. I'm upset. It's any other, like, a doctor that does malpractice will be held against a board. You know what I mean? They could lose their license. You know what I'm saying? Not alone
That's when they go to jail.
Like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And
for petty crimes,
for people not to be held to a standard and just, well, you know what, I fucked up. You know what I mean? And not be held accountable on it. And yeah, okay,
not just people, just police, man. Like,
but no. When I say people, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
But the other thing is, now the taxpayers of Louisville are paying that family. They didn't come out the police budget.
Yeah,
that was the taxpayers' money.
Yeah,
that was the taxpayers' $12 million. They didn't shoot nobody. Why ain't they coming out there? Hey, guess what? Y'all ain't getting no new squad cars. That's coming out your squad cars. That's coming out your firearms. That's coming out the riot gear bullshit that y'all got. All that's coming out of that. So when y'all can't get all that new, that was because that's direct correlation. But they don't do that. They make the taxpayers pay that money out. To me, that's the part where I hope America sees this and goes, wait, why are we fitting the bill for people that aren't doing their job correctly? You know what I mean? Had somebody just did their job correctly, the senseless tragedy doesn't have to happen.
26 years old, man. 26 years old. Sleep in her house. Damn. Frank?
I mean, I'm not even going to go on with it. Go
ahead. What else is to say about the whole topic? I mean, it's nothing new. There's nothing surprising about it. We just live in a broken system. They've been doing it for years and getting away from it. Getting away with it.
Well, you know how police was started, right? You know what it started from, right?
Like
they were slave wranglers. So that's their mentality.
And that's what I was trying to explain to E. Like, he's speaking out of anger because of what just happened. There's a difference between knowing the history, knowing how things are being brought upon, us as a race, I don't speak in anger. I speak of because I know the facts, I know the history. This is how they are, you know what I mean? And the way I talk, it's not militant. It's just, I'm going to protect my household. I'm going to protect my family at the end of the day, I don't sit here and, I'm not going to be angry and be, oh, I'm mad at this person. I'm mad at that person. I'm mad at this person. I'm not, I'm not an angry person. It's just, we live in a broken system, and I don't think it's never going to be fixed. I don't think it's going to be fixed. And they're going to keep getting away with what they've been doing for years. Yeah. $12 million. I would have never took that. Yeah. $12 million? No, I don't want, it's not about me losing a family member and then you want to give me money so I can try to take away the pain. That's what America, that's the way America is run. They want to, if you look at America, I mean, I don't want to bring this show into this, but if you look at Lovecraft, Greg, remember the scene where all those people was looking through the mirror and they were looking at the different scenarios? Remember that?
When they was in the house, and then they had people watching them. Yeah,
that's what goes on in our communities. This is what goes on in the world. They want to give us money. They want to give us fame. They want to give us this and see how we react. You know what I mean? And to receive $12 million, and I know the family, like I know they in need of money. Like I know, that family was going to take it, but it's sad, man. And we need, like I said, we need a strong leader that we can get behind and really take this thing tactical and take it with a strong approach and a strong leadership, group, and I think we can get some stuff done. But if we keep trying to be independent and, have all these different groups and do this and do that, we too spread out, and it's
Yeah, you say
easier.
more of a united front.
More of a united, man.
Yeah.
More of a united front, man.
Yeah.
And it's,
I
and
agree
that's the
with
only way that's the only way we're gonna, come about this. But it's a boiling pot right now. I mean, we only can take so much. You know what I mean? And when that time happens, just, protect your household, protect your family, and just be ready. Because with these millennials, they going out, even little white kids, they going out there shooting, because they think they us. So you see the one kid that went and shot you see one video where the kid ran up to the cop car and shot him?
Mm-hmm. I didn't see that.
That's happening. I mean, he pointed out that that's a couple got shot in Louisville, but that's happening all over the country.
He was a white kid, right? He was a white kid, right? Yeah,
yeah, that's happening all over the country now, man.
Like, and it's like he said, like, do you get angry about it? I mean, you're like, no, because it's gonna come to a point where blood is gonna have to be shed, but at the end of the day, they're gonna protect those that's in blue. And that's the sad thing. Yeah, you can't do it in anger, because if you go out and do it, you're locked up. No jury, nothing.
Yeah, you tried right there. Like, you convicted everything
done.
right there.
Yep. Done. So right, it's a system where you're fighting against. It's so hard to fight against, and I hope we have a good, we come up with, a good leader and somebody that, a good group of people that.
Yeah, good. Really, it don't have to be one leader. It could be a group of leaders, but just people we can stand behind that can unite everyone and and
get this thing under control. But it's sad to hear, and once we get Floyd's, that's gonna be a whole nother issue. I was
gonna say that, like
that's where it's gonna be.
It's gonna boil. If they don't get that right,
it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem. But I was getting back to Greg. They was going after Breonna's ex-boyfriend. He was.
I know that.
Yeah, they say he was like mailing drugs. They say he was mailing drugs, using an address for mailing drugs or something.
The story I read was her current boyfriend had parked around the corner.
Okay, but they coming up. They coming up with all types of reasons and stories.
When I read that, I was just like, so. From there, that's where they started investigating, like him, and that's what led them to that.
Yeah, so investigation was
bullshit. We call it what it is.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw the guy. I guess the DA that read the statement. He didn't even sound right saying it. Did you see it? Him reading like you could just tell in his voice like he didn't want to read it.
Because he knew, like.
That's what I'm saying. But you could just hear it in his voice. He was just like.
But at the same time, he didn't want to charge him either. Because when everybody was calling for him to charge him after it just happened,
he was like.
He was on vacation. He was doing everything but that. Like he went
AWOL. Like, I'm out of the office. Yeah. Because he has to work with them. So, you know what I'm saying?
It's higher up.
He's like, it came down. I know it came down from the, attorney general and governor and all them. Like, nah, like we can't. I know that, but rest in peace, Breonna. Justice for Breonna. Hopefully they can appeal. Or, try to take it to the Supreme.
They're not gonna. It's gonna be appeal after appeal, and they're gonna forget about it.
It's literally gonna take it for being like. Like it becoming not just our problem, becoming America's problem. So this way, like, if you're going to see real change and what's him, it's going to take like instead of 9 months of training, it's going to be like you in college for 4 years, 3 years. Most of the other, right? You
Yeah,
laugh like most of the other countries.
I
Their
agree.
police are
Yeah, yeah, you
their
said that
police
Yeah,
are
last. You said that a
for
couple
yeah,
podcasts
I
ago.
agree.
Yeah,
minimum 2 years to 3
yeah.
to 4. Like,
I agree with that.
bro, like
Right.
it's you
Hmm.
hold life and death in your hands. Doctors have to go to school 8 years to hold life
And
and
after
death in
that
their
too,
hands.
they still in school.
Yeah,
They gotta go. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. At least
So
8 years.
like, so 9 months doesn't give you enough mental acuity to sit there and handle situation after situation after
Mm-hmm.
situation. And the fact of the know-how that's drilled into you that you don't cut corners because somebody's life could be lost, and then that's
Yeah,
on us. You know what I mean? That's what I just, man, I'm just tired of seeing it, man. It's just
it's sad, man.
it,
It's like how many of us have to keep falling into the point where it's like, it's gonna start building anger out of people, man. You know,
I mean,
people
I
just
know
start.
there was a story. It was an autistic kid. It
Mhm.
was a white autistic kid, and he got shot 9 times. He
Yeah,
was
and it was.
having a mental had a mental
Yeah. Hmm.
breakdown. The mom called for a specific officer, and I forget what the qualification number for. I think it was like C14 or something like that. But it's a guy that is an officer that's trained for like mental illness.
Hmm.
I don't know who went out there, if that was the trained officer or not. But the child it's a child,
Yeah,
and it shot 9 times.
yeah,
Like, hold on, like, wait a second, like,
yeah,
how is this acceptable? Like
yeah.
the mom told you he was having a mental breakdown, told you he's autistic, and you put
It's that
9.
badge. It's that badge,
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
and that
like,
power.
And they
That
give
but
them the
badge and
that's
that
power.
why,
Yeah,
power.
exactly. That badge gives them
but
that power to think that they
that's
judge,
why,
jury, and
man,
execution.
it has to be shown that it's America's problem, because
Mm-hmm.
then people will start to understand that, like, this isn't just complaining that,
Well,
like, if food came out cold, it's lives are being lost. Like, you know what I'm saying? This isn't like
I,
a vapid
I,
complaint.
yeah, I agree to that to a certain point, but at the, I think, well, now when the world is seeing it, America's on the spotlight because for a while it was America's, problem where okay, but it was just because of these white supremacists at these high powers, it was just kept getting swept under the rug. But now
Mm-hmm.
since it's getting global and
Yeah.
the whole world is seeing it,
Other countries,
yeah,
other
now
nations.
America's like, oh damn, like all right, the spotlight's on us. We gotta clean this up now. Like, you know what I mean?
Hopefully,
Like we
we'll
gotta
see.
start trying to, do something. But at the same time, America is gonna keep doing
But
The
what it does.
Americas.
the spotlight has been on them because the UN, it was the reason why the reparations was being revisited,
Mm-hmm.
because the UN had sat there and said, like, the US had committed crimes of humanity against Black people for
Mm-hmm.
X amount of years for everything that's happened. So the world's already known. The rest of the world knows
Well, I mean,
what goes on.
that's yeah, that's like, what I
Yeah,
mean, that's in the
no,
politic thing.
I'm
Yeah,
just
But that's
saying,
still
like the
politicians, but he's
yeah,
talking about like
like
people, like when you
like
get in
I'm
yeah.
regular
I'm
everyday
just
people.
saying, like,
Yeah.
the whole world
Mm-hmm.
knows what goes on, but they
Mm-hmm.
sitting there looking like, hold on, wait a second,
You did this
like,
whole
people
genocide.
have done less and had to pay money. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
you guys have done the most.
They
Like,
gave
hold on, wait a
reparations to
minute.
everybody else except us.
Man, they ain't gonna give
Gave
us
them
no
something.
reparations.
Gave they
Not at
gave it
all.
gave them something. And never gave us nothing.
Reparations.
So don't be looking out for no handout.
But yeah, again, rest in peace, Breonna. To her family, prayers, and I hope they get justice somehow. Rest in peace, George Floyd. I mean, the list goes on, man. Um, hopefully, hopefully they'll, hopefully that one will be
Shit.
done right. We'll see. We'll see. All right, man. Let's try to lift up the spirits a little bit. That kind of got us all down. Uh, Holidays coming up. Holidays that normally kids. I mean, our kids are getting older. Greg, you still got like little ones. Your kids
Yeah.
is grown. Uh, but Halloween's coming. I see now they got the Halloween stores up and stuff like that, you know, selling the costumes, whatever. But how y'all think Halloween gonna look during COVID?
I mean, it depends if they're gonna have it or not. It depends if they're gonna have it or not. But see, I know for our block, we already talked with our neighbors, so we already said like, yo, if they shut it down, if they say, hey, no trick or treating,
yeah,
like we'll just do it on all true streets because we got like 2
just walk up and down.
Yeah. So like everybody knows everybody as far as they.
Yeah.
So
lights all the candy once you get it, you go to the crib.
You gotta try to keep it as normal as possible, and
for the kids,
it's not. They don't understand. Like you, as a parent, you can go out and buy a whole bunch of candy, but it ain't the same as them walking around
getting dressed up.
Doing the whole.
I mean, you already gonna have masks on, so you know you got the mask.
That's true too.
I mean, Frank, your kids trick or treat?
I mean, they're at the age. It's just
up in the air. However they feel.
It's just about
hanging out with the friends.
That's all it is. Yeah. I mean, I really don't have no comment because is it a holiday? I mean, I don't know. Halloween.
Come on now. Every year, you used to dress up. You used to put on the
No, at a certain point.
You put on the what was that? Dead president's face.
No, I did that one year because my friend Erik. That's all every year. It's their president. So I'm like, dude. Like, I was the only reason I went out because he was like, yo, let's do this. I'm like, I was like, no. Like, at a certain point, I was like, I'm not going out. Like, I'm good, But, I don't even think my kids talked about it yet. Like, and why, even with this whole COVID thing, like, why is it an issue? And why is it like, oh, should we have it? Should not have it? Like, okay, I mean, the whole COVID thing going, wasn't that the main issue why we couldn't have certain things? But you want to press, like, oh, in certain neighborhoods, let's have it, but we only could do this. Like, I don't know.
Are you handing out candy, or do you hand out candy? Do you pass out candy?
We did last year. Okay. But this year, I don't think Danny probably will, but my wife. But I'd probably be like, no, I'm good.
E, are you handing out candy? If they have
lights off in my house.
Oh, fucking Scrooge.
Lights off. I hear that.
Lights off in my house.
I ate the shit out your house if I was.
Lights off in my house. Yeah. I'll be waiting for them to come to my house. I shoot them bastards with a big gun.
You gonna have the lights out, TV off.
Only thing I like
BB gun ready to shoot.
Right. Only thing I like about the Halloween was like the haunted houses. That's the only thing I like.
Now see,
I shoot them bitches with a BB gun.
Yeah. That's one thing I was gonna say too. Like I don't know if because I do the haunted house too. Like I did the prison joint down in Eastern State. Yeah, I like
those joints. When I was a kid,
I usually go like we got the haunted hay rides.
Yeah. I don't know if they're gonna do that. They haven't said yet. Like I haven't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whether or not they will be starting now.
That's why. Yeah, it's like around now they would do it. Yeah,
they can have that. We good. We just lights out my house.
And even my community, I don't even think they sent an email out yet about like Halloween.
I think they're still waiting for the township to decide, Frank. Probably like everyone else, right? What we're gonna do. Like the governor hasn't, they haven't said anything yet about it. I guess they're waiting to see.
Well, I know Governor Wolf, he just put a statement saying that now, like, I guess he's putting it up to the school districts for, I guess, like school sports, like on like attendance and who can show up. So hopefully a lot of things, people that's with the sports teams will get changed.
Yeah, they as of now, the winter sports is scheduled to start around here. So
I'd be pissed. Well, I ain't gonna say be pissed.
Especially if it's your senior year. What?
I don't think I'd be.
That's
like what?
Well, I think I would be kind of pissed, but at the same time, it's like, all right, now you got all this practice time.
Yeah, but that's not the same as game time, though. That's not the same as game. You know that. You can practice.
No, I'm saying
train.
I'm saying train. I'm not saying, I'm saying about training, working on
your moves, like getting things
and
right.
And then when the game time come, like you on point, you know what I mean? Because that's the time where everybody's chilling. This time everybody's
it's gonna take you some time to get into that game rhythm too, though.
They're not gonna be, but that's why you train and you get yourself ready for it. So then when stuff goes, that's why I tell my son now, this is the time to be getting yourself ready.
It'll take you less time to get acclimated.
Once the game's time, they trying to catch up. Well, you've been training and doing this and getting ready,
Yeah.
they behind. You know, so I mean, but as you see, you can be like, damn, I can't wait the game. But then you got to look at it as, okay, you know what? This is a time for me to work on stuff I need to get to that next level. You know.
But see, with us, it was different because I mean, we had AAU back then, but AAU is not like it is now.
I understand with the whole COVID situation.
No. I'm just saying. Like I'm saying the winter sports. Like if you're a senior and you wait for your senior before, you know, the recruiters would come to the high school games. Like that's where they would see you at. But now they at the AAU games. Like they come to high school games just for show. Like
you get high school average 12 and 3. You D1. You're like, what the hell? Like if you wasn't averaging like 30 and above,
you was averaging 25 and above, they won't even looking at you for
like
D1.
If you look from like the 90s, I'll say like the 80s probably. I say the 80s, they was probably getting buckets back then probably.
Oh yeah, they was getting buckets in little ass shorts
80s and up, like it was probably like 30s, 40s, 50s. You know what I mean? Now it's like he going to Connecticut. He averaged 12 and 7. I'm like, all right, what?
But see, now they be on them stacked teams too. It'd be like 4 or 5 of them. So you getting 12 is like, all right, I'm playing with 4 other 5-star recruits. So I mean, damn, like the ball can only, you can only score but so much.
They got it easy now.
Yeah. All right, real quick, let's do a NBA playoff update. Miami up 3-1.
They didn't see that coming.
3.
I saw that. I've been saying Miami will
not make the finals.
Y'all see Tyler Hero last night? 37.
Boy, nice. 37.
He nice. Stop it. Stop it.
Nice. Wisconsin product.
Wisconsin. Oh, you talking about where he's from?
Yeah.
He nice. Here you go. Hey,
Yo,
37.
Between him and Jamal Murray, people are like going
overboard,
man.
Right, yo.
They're having a good playoffs, man. I mean, you gotta give them their props.
Cool, but
that's cool.
We talked about it before. We talked about it before. There's no crowd, so there's no pressure as far as like the other team or.
This is real ball. Real ball.
This is
it's not.
This is real ball.
What you mean real ball? And Miami
ain't no crowd. Ain't nobody in the stands.
You sound
you got a ball, man.
You sound
you got a ball, man. You got a ball.
This is like summer league, summer rec ball.
Summer league.
Summer rec ball. I said summer rec ball.
This is
summer
LA
rec ball.
Fitness. LA Fitness.
Nah. This is like the UCLA runs. This ain't no LA Fitness runs.
This is LA Fitness.
The UCLA runs are pro runs.
Montgomery versus Hamilton versus Shanahan.
More noise in the background, right?
He said UCLA. No, but they got crowd. They got but you're right. They can't talk shit. No, you're right.
The crowd they having that.
Nobody can sit there and be like, yo. Like,
Heinz let them talk shit.
Like, you know what I mean?
Heinz let them talk shit. Yeah, like the crowd.
Like nobody can sit there and
but they don't. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, go get a bucket. Go ahead, get a layup.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no
you
fouling in there.
You watching people
shoot
shots.
Yeah, there's no
they don't want you to get hurt. There's $1 million
but there's no, like when we play 21 or we play, one-on-one, like we playing rough. Like we wasn't trying to hurt each other, but we was playing rough. I seen those runs. Those runs is not like
line the shit out you.
Right, but those runs in there. I seen those runs, and those runs is like.
Well, yeah, I mean.
You let him, if he gets past you, all right, let him get that layup. You know what I mean?
Like if you can't get a clean block, let him.
Yeah, like there's no pushing each other. That's what I mean in there. There's no pushing, nobody in there. That's what I mean, like pushing each other to be, try to get better.
So the bubble runs are better then because people's pushing.
No, they ain't doing nothing.
That's what I'm saying. The bubble runs are better.
Nah, because the shots are easy. The shots are easy. There's no pressure.
No pressure. No crowd. The floor isn't shaking from people like screaming.
Like,
I got
the runs don't mean anything.
What the fuck?
And I'm not. Hold on. Let me. I'm not trying to demean what they're doing because they are playing.
No, I mean like.
I'm
sorry.
Well, hold on. I was just gonna say what you're seeing. For me, what I see is you're seeing organizations that preach culture, work ethic, and practicing your craft. They're rising to the top because, like E said, they're playing basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you got Miami. Miami's been working a lot of those dudes that's been so-called trash. Nobody wants them. You get one all-star, and now you about to go to the finals up 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
Celtics have been cultivating this team that they had. They added Kemba Walker. To Jason Tatum's gotten better.
Mm-hmm.
Jaylen Brown's gotten better.
Mm-hmm.
Like they made it to the conference finals. You know what I'm saying? Like
Marcus Smart
without a viable center. And
they got a 3-headed monster out there, don't they? Cantor, Thies, and Williams.
Okay. Yeah, okay. But But
did they beat the Sixers?
Look, we're not going to go there right now.
Did they beat the Sixers?
We're not going to go there.
They did. Oh, that's right.
Okay.
No, what I was saying.
But they beat them. You want to know why though, Rock?
Because Ben won that. Don't say because Ben won that.
No, I'm not going to say that.
Bad coaching.
That might be. They got a better culture. They got. If you really watch it, they do.
Boston. We saying Boston beat the Sixers.
I was saying like Boston and Miami. You could tell that they have a better culture of basketball than a lot of other teams. That's why they left.
Yeah,
it's because they play ball. That's what they out there doing.
Miami, you got Pat Riley, and Boston, they got 17 chips or 16 or whatever they got.
But it is easier when like you don't have to.
I agree with that.
You know what I mean? You don't have.
I mean, we know that. We know that. I mean, you played high school ball. You know the difference between running at like LA Fitness than running with a crowd and people watching you and yelling and you know what I'm saying.
But my point is this, man. My point is this, and I'm just gonna say this. Look, at the end of the day, we weren't even supposed to have basketball this season.
I'm glad it's here. Oh, don't get it wrong.
And then we played the season of basketball. We played a season of basketball under a pandemic, right? We got this season underway. Now we had to figure out the schedule. Then you had to figure out the condition of how to play the season. So you had to play inside a bubble under restrictions with the same teammates in this whole ass pandemic and play with the same. You didn't have the same type of adequate like playing conditions that you normally would when you have it when you're at home. So you have different. You were restricted more, which means you had to really buckle down and play real hard-nosed basketball. To me, I feel that because of the way the conditions were, you had to really buckle down and get to the hard-nose of playing basketball versus you being at home, going home, getting, conditioned and do whatever. These guys ain't been home. They've been on the same exact floor.
They in a 5-star hotel. You act like they don't.
Well, whatever.
Yeah, but
let her finish.
But even you would get tired of being in a hotel.
That's what I'm saying. You've been in the same fucking hotel. You've been doing the same bullshit.
You get tired of that. You want to go home and lay.
I'm not saying they not. I'm not.
But my thing is, you have not been into a different.
Like they living in a Motel 6.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you at. But my point is, these dudes are not in the same condition, in the same environment that they were accustomed to,
of course,
versus where they are. So now you got to stay in this place and play basketball, real basketball. So
real basketball. Stop saying that.
Yo, you can't tell me it's not the same.
It's not
the same basketball.
It's not the same basketball.
NBA is not real basketball.
It's not the same, man.
NBA is not real basketball. What are you talking about?
I feel that
even Gilbert Arenas said it in his podcast. It's not real basketball
than it is when you got the crowd in there and you got all this bullshit behind.
Answer me this. Answer me this. Miami would like it was answer me this.
Harder than it was than anything else.
But answer me this.
Answer me this. Who's this game or did the Jazz win this one?
What?
Bro, what are you talking about?
So answer me this. So would Miami be up 3-1 if they had to play in in Boston Garden? Hell
Good
no.
Question. Good question.
Hell no. They're not going to Boston and getting.
We don't know. That's a good question.
You can't say that. You can't say that.
Hold on. Think about it like this, E. Because
hold on.
Y'all can say what y'all want to say right now, right?
I'm gonna finish.
Y'all can sit here and insinuate what y'all insinuate right now.
The difference is, hold on.
Miami's up 3 games to 1 right now.
But listen. When you go to a Boston home game, it's totally different when you go to Miami. Because when you go to Miami games, those feasts is barely filled because you in Miami Beach. Everybody partying. Instead, when you go to Boston, everybody going to that game. So it's easier to win in Miami than in Boston. But when you in a crowd where there's nothing, you don't have that. You don't have that momentum.
He has a point there. He has a point there.
It's just like when you play a home game, you're gonna play better in a home game when you play a away game. You know what I mean? When you're in college,
you got people cheering for you and stuff like that.
You know what I mean? You don't get that mentality later until you like, okay, I can use that crowd as fuel to play better. You don't get that till later. And this is.
I'll give you another.
Bottom line, dude.
Think about that Nuggets Clippers.
Lakers in Miami finals will be this year.
It'll be a sweep.
Congratulations to the Lakers.
You talking about the Clippers and Denver?
Lakers
do you really think the Nuggets come back?
No,
I agree with that. Lakers in 6. I agree with that.
Lakers in 6.
I don't.
Hold on, everybody. Answer my answer my question. Do you think if they was playing in LA, do you think the Nuggets make a comeback or they win that series?
No, that's series done.
Well, first of all,
I don't know. The Clippers have blown leads before.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Right now, in this where we at right now, in the bubble, right now, the series should be 2-1 Nuggets.
But we're not talking about.
The Nuggets is only up by 1. They would have.
They were blowing it by like 20.
The first game they blew their ass out. And then the second game, the Lakers was up by 20.
Yeah, but they was beating them by 1 point. But they were up by 20.
Man, Brian and them took it off on them.
They won by 1 point, though. It doesn't matter. It should be 2 games to 1 Nuggets.
But that's why it's not real basketball.
That's why it's
not real. That's why it's not real basketball. You think Mike is going to let them come back?
Should be blowing them out more?
The Lakers will be blowing them out.
I'm not saying blowing them out. They should win every game. They should have a problem with them.
If you really think they going to another, like these two teams, like Miami and the Nuggets are going to these other venues and doing these hero shots they doing, bro, you've lost your mind. Because if there's a crowd involved, asses get tight, and y'all know that. So some guys going to take shots. Some guys going to take a shot, and they not going to hit. They not going to hit.
They're going to miss some free throws.
If you want to make that
you can't.
You want to talk about the crowd noise and make that a pressure cooker situation? Of course. The crowd's going to make a difference in any situation, in football, basketball, whatever you want to call it. It's always going to be a situation, but that's not what we have right now.
Yep.
Okay, but don't sit there and act like they playing at the epitome of the whistle.
Oh no, he didn't say that. He just saying it.
He called it real basketball. It's a big.
I feel like this
MJ.
It's a big real basketball. Stop saying that.
It's not normal basketball. But they're pros though.
Let me finish. It's a big difference of MJ in Game 6 hitting that Byron Russell shot within the Utah Jazz's stadium.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like with the crowd on them, because they was giving it to him the whole time. And Utah, a hero in an empty gym with his mom, dad, and somebody else, and Jimmy Butler's people and all that.
And they can't talk crap because you get kicked out if you talk. Yeah.
So was it different? So was 80? So is 80 the man for making that buzzer beater in game 4? Because that's what it was.
Did you see the play? Did you see the play?
They didn't switch out. They thought they stayed with Brian. Yeah.
Why is Plummer switching? Like he literally.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't switch.
He stayed with LeBron. He just stopped at LeBron. Like
there's a difference between switching. No, there's a difference between switching and difference between
trailing. He should have trailed.
He ran. He was like, AD going. AD shoot.
You went right to LeBron.
No, AD shoot threes. Why are you not following him? Yeah. He ran straight to LeBron. Was like, stop.
Yeah, he switched. He thought Jeremy Grant. He thought Jeremy Grant was going to switch out. And Jeremy Grant.
That was just a dumb play. That was just a dumb play.
I mean, that's what happens.
But the difference is to go. If you go back to Kobe, remember when the Lakers played Utah and he airballed 3 jump shots, 3 of them at the age of 18.
Yeah.
18. With that crowd, like. Come on.
Yeah,
it makes a difference, man. It's a huge difference.
It's a huge difference.
You find out who wants it. You find out who wants it and who don't want it. You know what I mean?
As of today, Miami's up 3-1. Lakers up 2-1.
I hope they don't make the finals.
Miami's making the finals, bro.
They're going to get swept. They're going to get swept. They're going to get swept.
Making the finals, bro.
I'll say this, Frank.
Lakers
they better than what you think. If you watch the plays they run,
they're not gonna be. They're not gonna mess with the Lakers.
They're not size-wise. They too big.
Lakers are 6.
Too big.
Jimmy Butler ain't gonna get in no LeBron. They ain't got nobody guard AD. Like,
hold on. I watched the third quarter, dog. They put Dwight Howard. They put AD. They put McGee, LeBron, and then they had what's the white boy name? What's the white boy name?
Caruso.
Dog. Dwight was looking like Orlando Dwight. That boy, I was like, and either team they play,
Lakers can go big. They can match up however. So
I know. Boston don't even have a big 2-play. Like you have Vice and
but he got scrappy big man.
At least if it's Bam, it's somebody that's a
he got to go against Dwight. Yeah, it was Dwight.
Yeah, but Bam by itself though, you got Dwight, JaVale, and AD. Like you got all the.
He built like LeBron. Like he built like LeBron. Like
LeBron probably bigger than.
Right, but I'm saying.
According to E, like Hero gonna do his thing and like he's real bad.
Man, LeBron gonna push that little nigga one time. It's real.
Just a minute about the podcast on and off.
Harold one of them boys like, try to do that every night. You know what I mean? That's my thing. Try to do that every night. You can do that. You can do that every night. I give you. I try to give you a shot.
Y'all have a good one.
You tell somebody mad because they do the B blood.
Hey, all right, real quick.
We're done. We got one more subject. E. Dang.
He gone.
I can't. This boy said real basketball.
All right, man. Let's finish out what we watching. Greg, you still in love? I started that. I told y'all, man.
I'm all caught up now, man.
They got one more episode out of me for me to decide. Like the first 3, I'm like,
push through, man. Push through. You'll like it. Push through.
Power Book 2 is better than. Hey, Greg, I must admit, that's something I'm gonna keep on. Keep watching. I'm gonna keep watching to see where it go. Frank,
Frank, dive in, bro. It's good, man.
I mean,
give it a try.
Give it a try. Just give it a try.
I gave Power a try. I wasn't a Power person because those are not my type of shows. Like
that first season, you was all on it, bro. We all was.
Yeah, no, I was behind. I was like, I think it was how many seasons there were like. What season you was in? I forgot what season you was in. And then remember we had that bad storm that winter, and that's when I caught up. Like I was probably 3, 4, 5 seasons.
Was you that many behind? I thought you. I think maybe you was 2 behind. I think he was 2.
I think me and Danny watched I think it was 3. We watched all 3 together.
Yeah.
I watched the first one. I was like, oh, it's all right, and then I rewatched them again. But I mean, I had to push through Narcos. I had to get through. You know what I mean?
Which one?
The original one. Yeah, I mean, because those stuff for nowadays is just the ending, the whole story of it. Yeah. I love Lovecraft because the way he ties in Black history and
the wizards,
the messages in there,
and the goblins. That shit. That's the only thing I'm like.
You can't just come out with a documentary.
Just regular. You gotta add something.
You know what I mean? Get Out. You gotta Get Out. You had to. I'm
gonna push through.
You know what I mean? People watched Get Out and thought it was it's a scary movie, and not really.
That's what I thought it was before I watched it.
You know what I mean? You didn't know, okay, oh shit, it's totally different. Yeah. Even us, you're like, whoa.
He could have kept that one.
That one was unique. It was unique. I mean, something that needed to come out. I thought it was all right.
Anything new? You guys watch anything you want to? The people know to watch. So Lovecraft on HBO, Power Book 2 on Stars.
The Office. I watch The Office all the time.
Man, that's your.
That shit.
Them Jones still is funny though. Them Jones is funny, boy.
I needed Dwight. I needed Dwight in my office. I had a Dwight in my office. I swear to God, boy.
Did y'all watch For Life? 50 John ABC about the boy who went to prison and became. Y'all need to check that out because season 2 about to start.
His own lawyer or something.
Yeah, that John's all right. That's a true story. So check that out. All right, well, good pod, fellas. you know.
He got mad.
He got mad and left like he do. He took his ball and went home. I'd like to thank everybody for.
I should have kicked it over the fence.
I'd like to thank everybody who listens to the podcast, who watched. There's a couple shout outs. Pete, I know you watch and listen to every episode. My brothers, everybody. So, all right, everybody. Y'all have a good week, fellas, man. It's the Men on the Podcast signing out.